Hi, and welcome to the Frog Splash Podcast, coming to you live from San Antonio, Texas. We're a little short today, but we'll make it sweet for you. Starting off, we are
Jesse,
Adam,
Alex.
Guys, I've still got this WrestleMania high. Amazing experience. I honestly had more fun this year than I did last year in Dallas, even though it took us 19 hours to drive there. 16 hours and 20 minutes to get back. Which means we were hauling on the way back.
In the middle of a storm, too.
I can't believe we went through that storm. If you guys haven't checked it out, hit the link. It should be on the left side. The video should just be the recap of our WrestleMania trip, WrestleMania 33. Payback, a Raw exclusive. This Sunday, I can't even talk. That's how excited I am. One, I'm still trying to wake up for my drive here. Guys, what's your overall feel right now where we're going right after WrestleMania?
It was a good way to end the season, for sure, with WrestleMania. There were some highs, there were some lows that we got with that. Now we had the Superstar Shakeup going on, and because of that, we've got some little bit of weird matches going up, but it's also good because it'll be a while until we get everyone back together, which is in SummerSlam. So we do get to see Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton now that they're on separate brands. So that's kind of cool. But it also, at first I was like, wait, is this one SmackDown or is this one Raw?
Yeah.
So it was a little confusing for a little bit, but definitely excited for it. Yeah.
Yeah, that Raw after Mania really got me pumped up because WrestleMania was just a phenomenal show. And then to follow up with that Raw after Mania and then the Superstar Shakeup, I'm super excited about what's to come. I think you're right. A lot of the matches are kind of awkward, and I think to me some of the matches feel rushed because some of those superstars haven't had much interaction recently. Mm-hmm. So like the Bayley Alexa Bliss thing feels a little bit rushed for me. But overall, I think once they get going and they start getting their chemistry, we're going to see some damn good matches from both Raw and SmackDown these upcoming pay-per-views.
It's very interesting, Alex, you were talking about seasons. And that's because we go from WrestleMania all the way through back to WrestleMania, storyline to storyline. And usually they tend to go between the top four of the pay-per-views, which is Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. Mm-hmm. So to start this season completely different, we're going to do something way different here at the Frog Splash Podcast. We got a lot of autographs from Access this last year. We got a lot of merch. We got a lot of collectibles. We're going to give it to you, the fans. All you have to do, real easy, make your predictions. I want you guys to put them in the comment box. Prediction before the pay-per-view starts. Halfway through, actually between now and SummerSlam, we'll see who the leaders are. We'll have some prizes giveaway between SummerSlam and Survivor Series. Between Survivor Series, Royal Rumble to Mania. And then we'll actually have some overall prizes, which could actually include some tickets to some live events. That's how dedicated I am to you, the fans. So once again, you're just giving your predictions, put them in the bottom, and we'll talk about it. You'll get 1 point for getting the right outcome, meaning the winner, and 2 if you've guessed anything crazy along the way. Like if we get to Royal Rumble, and you're like, Tatanka comes out, I'm going to give you some hardcore bonus points for that. You guys game?
Heck yeah,
totally.
Sure.
All right. So let's kick it off with the kickoff match. Tag team, we got the Good Brothers, former tag team champions of Raw, versus Enzo and Cass. Jesse, who do you have?
Oh, Enzo and Cass, absolutely. These guys are so over right now. I think with the WrestleMania result, with them not winning the tag team titles like I had hoped they would, because obviously the Hardys return, and I'm excited about that. I think they're due for a win, unless they plan on going the whole Cass turns heel thing, because they keep losing, but I got Big Cass and Enzo winning this one.
I'll take the Good Brothers. Alex?
Yeah, I've got the Good Brothers on this as well. You've got to continue that momentum with them, and you have to have Enzo and Cass's breakup really start to happen.
I don't see it being any other way. I'll take both of your point of view. I really like it. Big Brother, the good guys, Good Brothers.
The good guys that are also brothers.
Yeah, right? We had voted earlier to not talk about the Miz TV.
Tried to delete it.
It was tried to be deleted.
Couldn't do it, though.
With special guest Finn Balor, my only prediction is going to be out of this is something bad is going to happen to The Miz. That's it. Like, he's going to get frustrated or someone interrupts him.
Does The Miz get coup de grace? Could it happen?
Off of the director's chair?
Yeah.
Ooh, I'll take you one further. It's actually the drifter comes through across the stage.
That's the whole thing.
That's
they
it.
just look at him in the back.
And then it's over. Like, we're out of time. So
we're at. I think that this could be really good at setting up a feud betwixt them, and as well as that, putting them into maybe a triple threat for the IC title. Because as we know, there's no Universal title being showcased at this pay-per-view. So who knows when that will be seen again. Yeah, get out of here.
What do you mean? Because the champion's not around?
Yeah. Well, there is another champion that we're going to showcase, and that'll be later in the podcast.
Kicking right through championships, we're going to have our first championship match. Alexa Bliss, hot off of a phenomenal run, an amazing run from the SmackDown, two-time women's champion. She's beat Becky Lynch, she's beat Mickie James, she's beat some of the best women that are out there. Now she's actually first pay-per-view on the Raw roster and getting that opportunity against going against the current champion, Bayley. Alex?
So in this match, this is going to be a great match for sure. We got to see some great stuff from them back in NXT, and they have both blossomed since then, so we're really going to get a great match here. I don't see this ending in a pinfall. I do not see this ending in a submission. I really see that Bayley will be, counted out, or some kind of shenanigans are going to happen, heelish shenanigans. There's not going to be a pinfall. DQ.
So we potentially continue the feud because we sort of get a no contest or a DQ or a count out. I could see that happening as well. I'm so impressed with Alexa Bliss. I can't say that I watched her a lot in NXT, but watching her grow on SmackDown and blossom into the superstar that she is, I'm very much impressed with the charisma she has in the ring and her ability to do really good heel work. And Bayley being the top face in the company for the women's division, maybe even in the company, I think these two could really put on a great program. I definitely see I could definitely agree with Alex and see it ending in a DQ or a countout. I could also see Nia Jax getting involved because she's a little upset about how Alexa Bliss stole that number one contendership. So
I kind of thought that some kind of interference. Mine was more on the Sasha Banks side to help Bayley win. And then on Raw, she comes out and says, Bayley's mad about it. She's like, why do you always keep helping? Just like how Chris Jericho and Owens happened. And then she says, well, that's because I think you're the weakest link. I can beat you once I get my chance. Maybe something like that.
Like that heel turn's coming. I think we can all feel it. Sasha Banks can never be trusted. NXT, first spot through the Raw roster. And even now, I don't know it's quite time yet for it to be at Payback, but I think it's a good time to maybe showcase it. We'll probably have something very similar that happened right before Mania, where Nia does come out, but also Sasha comes out as well, realistically, and then they're probably going to have to feud it out on Monday night.
Yeah.
That's realistically what's probably going to happen. I don't see how you can take it off Bayley right now. Alexa Bliss is hot. She's doing great stuff, but it's not time yet. It's not time.
You keep hearing the commentators. Bayley's white hot right now. The fans love her. She's the most popular.
Shucky Ducky.
Yeah, Shucky Ducky all day.
Even Booker last night said that he apologized to Bayley because he didn't think that she could do it as well.
Yeah.
And for Booker T to apologize, I mean, this is talking about a guy that used racial slurs against Hulk Hogan. So, and it's a famous YouTube clip. So, yeah, it's so good. Moving us right along, we've got Samoa Joe versus what?
Nothing. You did it perfectly.
Yeah, no.
Cut that part
The
out.
architect, Seth freaking Rollins, who I only have a Seth Rollins one because there's not a Samoa Joe. And that's okay. One day. But not in the new wave because the new wave is going to have like 10,000 Finn Balor ones.
Yeah.
I'm going to have...
When they do 33.5, that's his number.
That's his number. This one, it's so close to tell. And one of the reasons Samoa Joe is doing this because of what Seth Rollins did to Hunter and Stephanie. Why? You're not his lackey. You can stand on your own. You don't need to bring Hunter, Triple H, into it. For that reason, Seth Rollins gets the win. He's doing it for the wrong reasons. For me.
You have to have Seth Rollins go over because I know for certain that Vince does not want a TNA guy to beat the guy who beat the game right after he beat the game. It can't happen. I know that this is a new world order that's happening, but AJ's the only one right now that can be that TNA guy. You've got Bobby Roode down on the NXT, but that's a whole different thing. You just can't do it. It's got to be Seth.
I agree. And I think Samoa Joe is protected. I mean, we saw him get a clean win over Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
So, I think they're protecting him. I could see him losing and it not hurting him, especially with such a dominant win over a multi-time world champion like Chris Jericho. So, definitely Seth Rollins gets the win, but Samoa Joe is well protected.
My eye roll is because I don't like talking about this guy. And he's actually been off the air for a couple of weeks, which I've been pretty happy about.
Who? Brock Lesnar?
Yeah, Brock Lesnar. Well, yes, he has also been off. So we've got...
Dude, straight to the mic.
And just like drool everywhere. You've got his beard is just looking so mighty by the week.
Yeah.
Braun, big ass strongman.
Yep.
Versus Boomin' Reigns. Jesse, who wins this match?
Roman Reigns.
It has to be Roman Reigns. I hate saying that's two pay-per-views in a row I've said that.
So it goes two ways. We have seen for the last 3 weeks, you've had Braun Strowman destroying everyone, destroying Roman, destroying Kalisto, destroying the ambulance. So you either go 2 ways with it. He either goes out there and he destroys Roman Reigns, and it's a double count out, because they're all the way in the second, tier of people out in the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Or
like where he used to come down from.
Or you let Roman Reigns win because he's the Superman, the Cena Superman now.
The guy,
the big dog. And because of that, the last 3 weeks mean nothing for Braun. And you know what? That's what they're going to do. So Roman Reigns wins.
Braun Strowman will become the big show of this era, I think. Very dominant. He'll be better, but he'll be dominant. Maybe he'll get a couple of runs at the top with the title, but he'll be the giant that all the baby faces overcome. So Roman Reigns. I can't see Roman Reigns losing after having just ended The Undertaker's career. That's my perspective.
It just doesn't make sense. You see the video that they posted last night during Raw, and Michael Cole's like, "Oh, check out this awesome video," and then it's just like all of the accomplishments that Roman Reigns ever did with all the the 1,500 Superman punches, and they didn't talk about all the stuff he didn't do, like try to tombstone the Undertaker and goof that up.
Man, Kenny Omega could have done it.
But what they've done a great job of is showing and showcasing how strong Braun Strowman is.
Yeah.
Alex is thoroughly convinced that he pushed over that ambulance. I'm not. After we were watching that play over and over, when they hit to the side view, you can see what it appears to be lights from underneath where the ambulance is. So I would imagine that's probably what happened, is they had another truck pulling it.
Well, Roman Reigns got out of the ambulance. You could see his feet get out of the ambulance. So he totally did it, just without him. No, I'm just kidding.
So I don't know. Roman Reigns has to win this if they want him to be the top. And that's what they're doing. We've been shoved down our throats so much. I'm just willing to submit at this point, and just Roman Reigns wins this. I don't know. I mean, Braun Strowman lost to Kalisto in the dumpster match. How obvious could that have been? I mean, it was clear when Kalisto's like, "Oh, I need to prove myself. Lucha means life." And Kurt Angle's like, "No, don't do it." It's very clear.
Remember Ryback? Oh, I'm sorry.
Big versus little. And it just happens that way. Big Show one time stepped on a table and lost the table match. So Extreme Rules or TLC or one of them versus Dolph Ziggler or something stupid. Yeah. He goes for a boot and missed it, and then literally broke the table with his foot, and they were like, "Oh, match is over." Might have been like Rey Mysterio or something. So we all have Roman, or you don't actually have a prediction for a winner.
I said Roman.
So 3 Romans.
I'd like to be the
3 Romans make her right.
Romans.
That was bad.
Okay.
That was terrible.
Look at those beards.
So last night I was watching Raw, and my wife was watching. And she's not a big wrestling fan, but the moment she saw Neville walk down, she was like, "Hey, I really like his look." I know, that's what I've been going for like the last 2 years when we were like, why are we not booking him in this manner? And now that we have him, I'm not ready for him to give up the title. I've got him doing some type of heelish win here, whether it's DQ, using TJ Perk style.
Newly healed TJ Perk.
Oh, he's going to be so good as a heel.
Oh.
Like the protege of the
Have
heel.
those dark pants now.
Yeah. He was just, even his little dap was just like, he was just like, whatever. No, not even like this. He was just like this last night. He was like, whatever.
Nega Perk. Looking so good.
It's looking great, and that's TJ Perkins at his, like, we needed him to be heel, and I'm glad that he has a protege now.
TJ
That's good.
Perkins is money. I can't wait to see him grow.
When Austin Aries does get this title, probably closer and we get to SummerSlam, I'll be happy, but right now, we need to. This is a great title. It's got some good prestige to it. And after these guys. After their match at WrestleMania, which opened up that show, really, it opened that Sun SOB sideways.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to see what this does. And it's good to know it's not a kickoff match. Mm-hmm. It's not the beginning. Heck, man, they put it mid-card, but realistically, there's not really a boring match for you to like go to the bathroom through right now, in my opinion.
It should be interesting to note that with 205 Live, I think they're still really pushing for it. What they're doing now is they're having dark matches after 205 Live to keep the audience in their seats. So I think that 205 Live is here to stay, and I think with Neville as the Cruiserweight champion, you can really see some really great programs as the top guy for the Cruiserweight division.
WWE doesn't know how to book this Cruiserweight division still, and because of that, I love Austin Aries, and I can't wait to see him have gold for the first time, and this is when we're going to see it happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I wish they knew how to book them better so that they could go all the way and take this feud into SummerSlam. But what has already happened is Neville won in a kickoff match already, and now it's time for Austin Aries to win it. So he wins it, we're all happy, but then they just continue the feud.
I just want to see that smack thing that he does.
Oh, it's so good.
Over the ears?
Yeah.
I hate that. My wife does it sometimes. Not with two hands, just one hand, and I don't understand. Like boxing, like it's an old school like technique.
Mm-hmm.
So this next match, it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
It's called the House of Horrors match.
House of Horrors.
You have the SmackDown WWE champion Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt, who's now on Raw. I understand you're confused. We're confused. Why have this book? It's not a SmackDown. I'm talking like Adam from What Culture now. I don't know why. Shout out to Adam from What Culture. Why do we have this match even occur? If they're trying to finish the feud, then this could have been done on a Monday or Tuesday night.
Yeah.
We've had crazier things. Now, Alex has a little bit of a background of the House of Horrors match style. Fill us in.
For sure.
Alex.
So if you listen to the ENC Pod of Awesomeness, shout out to Edge and Christian on the Podcast One network. I think that's where they're at. They talked about how they created this match back in the day and submitted it to Michael Hayes, and he said, no, that'll never work. We're not going to do it. And now they're bringing it back. They're going to do it now. Would have been better in the Attitude Era because anything could happen during that. But this is going to basically be like that final deletion for TNA, but in WWE's manner. Which means, honestly, even though in TNA they had way worse production value, this might look worse than it.
Too much?
Yeah, it's going to be too much, for sure.
Winner?
Winner is Bray Wyatt because it is not for the title, and this is a match made for him.
Josie?
I agree. If it's not for the title, then yeah, I give it to Bray Wyatt. This is his yard sort of a match. So, and I think it'll make him look strong having a win over the WWE champion going into Raw. So, Bray Wyatt for me.
I wanted to say Randy Orton, but I really wanted to say Bray Wyatt. So just to be different, I will say Randy Orton. Because can nobody beat a Viper when he's down? And Bray Wyatt only does really well when he's surrounded by his family. And he don't have that right now. You've got Luke off doing his own thing. You've got Rowan?
Yeah.
I don't know why I said it sounded weird. I almost said Owen. That's why. Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
And he's off doing his own thing right now. He didn't follow. Braun Strowman's no longer under this curse or spell. Bray Wyatt just doesn't seem to do well by himself. And he lost at WrestleMania. And even with the tricks he had up his sleeve with the cockroaches and the magnets, I'll be very honest, I actually went to get pizza during that match. So by the time I came back with pizza, the match was already over.
You probably had a way better WrestleMania than us, than because of the fact that you had pizza during that time.
I bought 2 pizzas because I was like, I'm not coming back.
Those Little Caesars pizzas were amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Chris Jericho.
Oh, yeah.
Always with the Little Caesars ads.
No, it was great
So
because
good.
during the whole time, like we were in line waiting, and they're like, "Oh, we're out of pepperoni," and then all of a sudden, Jesse had 2 pepperonis, and I was like, "Hey, let me get a pepperoni," and then we each had a cheese and a
You just
pepperoni.
have to wink at the guy.
Yeah, tons
pepperoni.
of winking, tons of fans, and there was really not a lot of people watching that match because we were all eating pizza.
That face.
Which takes us right into the. We've got, then you've got Brother Nero just like straight in, just.
Okay, can I just say
it, good brother.
I'm looking
Jesse.
at this photo, and you have Jeff Hardy, who has always been the sort of front man for the Hardy Boys. You have Matt Hardy, front and center.
Front and center
I
over
am
everybody.
So excited.
Everybody.
So excited.
That was probably my wow moment, mind blown. I could have missed the rest of WrestleMania, and I got that moment. And if you watch the video, there was a moment where they announced the Hardys, and I'm on my chair, just like standing, and Alex is going crazy. It was a great time, and here's the biggest surprise about that. Not a lot of people really know this. The guys in front of us actually met Jeff and Matt 5 hours before WrestleMania at some dive bar in Orlando for an autograph signing. So basically what happened is they finished that autograph signing, they got onto a bus, and they didn't have a warm-up, they didn't go to a dressing room.
The warm-up was the ladder match the night before for the ROH titles.
Against the Young Bucks, right?
Against the Young Bucks.
So the bus takes them and drops them off. They get off the bus, through security, up the entrance, and then they come out. That's the whole complete story to it, and you really can't book it any better than that. We wanted it, we got it. My saddest part is we'll never get to see them against Team 3D again, but that's okay. Back to this match here. Alex, who wins this match?
This is the Cesaro and Sheamus party. They're going to come out as heels. Too much respect in the last 2 weeks. They're going to do something heelish, and they're going to take those titles right off of them.
Jesse.
I think it's too soon. I think the Hardy Boys retain because they just won the titles. They just returned. They're hot right now. I don't see them ripping those titles off them so quickly.
I think it'll be close. I think that if we do have a heelish thing that occurs through Cesaro or the Swiss Celtic connection, I don't know. It's stupid. I don't like that.
Yeah,
don't hashtag
edit that out.
They get caught. I think here, if they do something that's going to be very heelish or against it, I think they're going to get caught and stopped. And so they're going to learn from it from when we come down to the next line and the next little challenge. But the Hardys have to win this. They are the face of the division right now. You could never really remember that the Good Brothers already had it. Swiss Cesaro already had it. These guys have it. And we don't know how much longer we're going to have them, what their singles push could be. I know that one pay-per-view title defense is going to solidify their run and not be like, oh, well, like I'm American Alpha, like I never actually got to...
There's a flash in the pan.
Yeah. Who? American who?
Who?
Who? Right? 'Cause nobody's even talking about New Day anymore.
Oh no!
I mean, they're still selling the crap out of New Day stuff,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
they're not on Raw. I mean, Kofi's hurt.
They're doing the Emma thing where they're just promoting them returning on SmackDown at some point
One day.
when Kofi's better.
One New Day.
Yeah.
So this takes us to the title match, the headliner, the shows of shows, the revenge that Chris Y2K Jericho can get against your face of the U.S. title, Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens lost or beat Chris Jericho at Mania. I'll go first. Chris Jericho loses this match. Fozzy is going on tour. They're going to be at the River City Music Fest here in San Antonio in a couple of weeks or maybe a month or so. And then he's got tour dates scheduled around the world. Now, last year that same thing happened and then he canceled all those dates when he renewed his contract. But his contract runs out here fairly soon. I think it's like in the middle of May. And I don't think they're going to re-sign him. We're going to need another hiatus of Jericho so we can get the real gift of Jericho by Royal Rumble. Give me 5 to 7 months away, and then it'll be all over again. So Kevin Owens has some great potential to continue as the face and do this like joke challenge that he's been doing like every Tuesday, which will probably happen tonight. These like jamokes that are just like showing up. So Chris Jericho loses. I'm not sure how, but I'm gonna say it's a clean victory. I'm gonna say Kevin Owens gets a clean pop-up powerbomb off the floor mat, rolled in again.
In 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the match.
Yeah. Also, he's not going to get rid of these dates because they just brought out a new album. Fozzy did. So he's definitely going on hiatus. He's going to lose 2 matches in a row. He lost the first one against Samoa Joe, having a fantastic match there. He's going to have a fantastic one here. Just in case, if he can't come back and wrestle again. But he probably will, because he's using that DDP yoga.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to continue his streak for being the person in the Royal Rumble the longest.
That's true.
He owns the record.
Yeah, you don't want Triple H to come back and do it.
Yeah. I have a somewhat different perspective. I agree that Chris Jericho loses this match cleanly. I also believe that Chris Jericho is super hot with this list of Jericho, and we could potentially be seeing Chris Jericho pull a Brock Lesnar and just be a super part-timer. I could see Vince giving him a lot of leeway to show up maybe 1 or 2 Raws a month, even less. So I don't know. I thought that we were losing Chris Jericho after Mania, and that hasn't happened yet. So because of how over he is with this list of Jericho program that he's doing, I could potentially see him staying on as a part-timer. Not doing any live events, just showing up on Raw and maybe a pay-per-view here and there.
Ooh, Kevin Owens definitely rips up the list of Jericho. Eats a couple of the pages for sure to show that he's a real heel and that he means business, but the list of Jericho is definitely being deleted.
That'd be nice. I was just looking it up right now because on WWE.com they're saying, hey, tickets are available for Payback. That's later on this week. There's a lot of tickets still available. So I don't know what that's really going to show. We never mentioned that this is Bayley's hometown. So Bayley does have hometown advantage.
Yeah.
Which doesn't mean a lot because Sasha lost her title on a Monday Night Raw in Beantown.
No, it was the Hell in a Cell.
Oh, Hell in a Cell in Beantown.
Yeah.
So they don't really tend to play crowd favorites unless you're in St. Louis and then Randy Orton wins all the time. I think he's undefeated there. Or if you're in like Death Valley with The Undertaker. Which is why he lost to Roman Reigns because we weren't in Death Valley.
Parts unknown for Ultimate Warrior.
To recap for you guys, we've got a lot of great matches for this upcoming Sunday. Please give us your predictions. We got tons of stuff we want to give away. You could win that Dolph Ziggler autograph that I waited 45 minutes in line for. And I was like, oh, hey, Dolph.
I know who you are.
He was cool. His name was Nick, and I should have called him Nick. Because I think it's cool to call wrestlers like their actual name, because then maybe they'll have more respect for you.
Yeah.
Instead of like, oh, look at this mark.
Yeah. Well, what you should have done is you should have worn a Cleveland Cavaliers shirt so you could have matched him. Then he would have loved you.
He would have, but he didn't.
We had some good interactions at Access. Alex and I had to have a decent conversation with Charlotte. That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you post that photo in the You did, right?
In what?
When she
Did
told
you
you to
recap?
tweet her the photo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, Alex got retweeted from Charlotte, or tried to.
She asked me to.
She asked him to tweet
She asked me
her,
to.
but I don't think she saw the tweet because she didn't retweet it.
We're rambling here. We won't keep you long. We're trying to make these short and quick, get to the point. Thank you once again for watching the Frog Splash podcast. Remember that everything we do is just too sweet, and podcast is for life.
Life.
Peace out.